Hey everyone, it's Gail Banks with Gail Banks Creates. Welcome to my channel. I want to thank all of my subscribers, new, old. I appreciate all your love and support, and I really truly mean that from the bottom of my heart. So guys, I'm on today because I was challenged by my friend LadyKre, and I typed out what my challenge was. And if you don't know who LadyKre is, she has fun creations here on YouTube. A link to her channel is below, as well as a link to her website because she's also a small business owner. So let me tell you about my challenge. I had to create 8 spring invitations, 8 handmade treat boxes filled with treats, 8 bottles of water with customized bottle wraps, and I could use pattern paper or use my Cricut. Create your own spring table scatter. Serve my guests fruit. I had to have 8 napkins, 8 small plates, and 8 wrap eating utensils. I had to create 8 A2 handmade spring thank you greeting cards with stamped sentiments, and I had to show my envelopes. No cut aparts. 8 small thank you gifts for my guests, my choice, and I can only use pastel colors. So to say this was a challenge, this was a challenge. But I'm proud of myself because I did not buy a single thing. I used all of my crafts goodies I had in my stash, and for to create the table, I just dug and dug to find something to make the table look nice. So because my husband and I, we don't do a lot of entertaining, so I had to really dig, and I was getting ready to say a 3-letter word, but I want to say that. But I was determined not to buy a single thing, and I think I accomplished that. So let me share with you what I use for my challenge. I use this ribbon. It's both from Hobby Lobby. I use this tag die from Diamond Press. This did I use the oval or the round? Okay, I know I used this oh yes I did. I used the scallop oval nesting die. I used paper from this DCWV Flower Nook paper because it was soft paper that gave you soft colors that it's pastel-y. I used some vellum die cut pieces out of this Kingston Crafts die cuts, and that's what some of the die cuts look like. My old standby. This is my Stamps of Life stitched rectangle die set. I also use these little silver strips from Love from Lizzie. I used this circle. Did I use the circle or the scallop? I think I used the scallop, and this is from Diamond Press. To create my scatter, this is where I used the pastel glossy cardstock from scrapbook.com. I used this 5011 Diamond Dots, my apologies. And I used some paper from this Sizzix Geometrics paper pad. It's a 6x12 paper pad, and to me the colors were soft and pastel. So if you hold on, I'm going to first start with my invitations. Okay, so here are the 8 spring invitations I created. They're all the same, had to be spring, and I created these, let me move this out the way, on Canva. So it says spring brunch. Spring is finally here. You are cordially invited to attend a light spring brunch presented by Gail Banks Creates. Thursday, April the 30th at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. And then there's the address that, I just made up and RSVP. So it's a little over just a tad bit over 5 by 7, and I printed it out on 65-pound cardstock. But those are my invites, and I created 8 of them. Okay, now if you hold on, I want to show you my treat boxes that I created and my utensils and things like that. So hold on. So here are my 8 little treat boxes that I created using that die cuts with the view paper. I'm just trying to make sure, is that what I did? Did I use that die cuts with a view paper? I'm so sorry. I've been working on this all month. But yeah, it's the die cuts with the view because it's a double-sided paper. So these are the 8 treat boxes. And let me just share with you the scatter because I use punches that I had in my stash. So I had a butterfly. This is where I used that pastel paper from, what's it called? Scrapbook.com. And I created I used a butterfly punch, a heart punch, and a circle punch to do my scatter. And I also had some sequins that I used to create the scatter. And there was sequins I picked up from Hobby Lobby a long time ago. So that's what I did for the scatter. Here are my little treat boxes. Let me bring it closer. The white ribbon, and this is the pink ribbon I use. So I followed a tutorial. I cannot remember the name of her channel, but I will leave a link below in my description box. It was really, really, really easy to follow. So this is the ribbon, and this is where I use the diamond press oval scallop. So let me open it because it's real easy. All I did was punch holes so I could have an opening. This is what the inside looks like, and they all have Hershey Kisses in them. Got about, I think I did 4. Hold on, that one won't come out. So yep, I did 4. So yes, this die cuts with the view because it's a double-sided paper. So those are the little treat boxes I created for my guests, and this is how I used a ribbon to secure the tie. Hold on, let me share with you the other goodies I had to create. So I also had to have 8 eating utensils for my guests to be able to eat their fruit with. And it said wrapped. So my interpretation of wrap was that the utensils had to be wrapped. So I had some of these in my kitchen with a utensil, you know, from dining out, or well, carry out, I should say, and with a napkin. And this is where I created the little utensil holder. It was real easy. It's a 4 by 6 sheet of paper. You fold it in half, and then you just fold this down and you glue here. No, not here, that's folded. You glue here and here. And then I did glue this down. Real easy to create. This is where I use the Sizzix geometric paper, and this is the vellum sticker from Kingston Crafts. So this is my interpretation of wrap utensil. So I think that's what you meant, LadyKre. If it's not, my apologies, but that's how I interpreted it. So like I said, I used that Sizzix geometric paper to create my utensil holders, and this is where I use the little stickers from Kingston's Crafts to put on here to give it a little decoration. And it screams spring to me and pastel colors. So hold on, guys. Let me share some other things with you. Now, I did forget to mention this in my supplies that I used at the beginning, but I did use this embossed paper pad that I have in my collection from Recollections, which is Michael's, and it is a pastel color way. Okay, so I did use that in my creations as well. So I also had to create 8 thank you cards and then 8 little gifts to give to my guests. And with my thank you cards, I had to show the envelopes. So guys, you can see Here are the envelopes. But let me move the envelopes out the way so I can give you a closer look at the cards. They're all made the same, but they each have a little something different as well. So let me just move the envelopes out the way. I have my 8 envelopes. So it's an A2 size card. I had to create 8 of them. So this is where I used that embossing pad from Recollections. The thank you with the little flourishes, she said stamped, but I didn't really have a stamp thank you that was small enough. So I created it on Canva and gave it little flourishes. Here's where I used that embossed paper in that you can see it's pastel-y colors. Here's where I used the 5011 diamond dots. And this is where I used the circle scallop from Diamond Press. And this is just a regular circle from Diamond Press. This is the sticker from the Love from Lizzie. And when you open it up, this is where I thank them for coming to my spring bling celebration. And I created that. I typed that on my computer and I cut it out with that Stencil Life stitch rectangle die. So that's the first one. And here's a sticker I used from the Kingston Crafts vellum stickers. So that's card 1. They're all the same on the inside. The only difference may be the colorway and how I positioned it because I cut them all at an angle. So here's card number 2, this sticker. Card number 3. Card number 4. And like I said, they're all the same on the inside. Card number 5. Card number 6. Make sure I give you a closer view. I love this embossing paper from Michaels. Card number 7. And card number 8. So those are my 8 thank you cards to give to my guests for attending my spring brunch. Now, my guests also got a parting gift. So let me share with you what that gift is. Okay, so here are the the 8 gifts I had to create for my guests for attending my spring brunch. And what I did was I created earrings. So let me give you a closer look. Here, let me move this out the way. Here are the earrings I created, and they're all different earrings, and I did try to stay in a pastel-y theme. And this little card with some tags I had in my stash that I picked up from Michael's years ago. So this says a small thank you for attending. In the background is something I created on Canva, and I typed this. All of this was created in Canva, and then I cut it out with that Diamond Press die. And this is where I used a garment pin to attach it. And here are my little, oh my goodness, what are the bags called? Mesh? I don't know. Here are my bags that I use to put my earrings in for my guests. So I'm not going to take all of them out because all of them are different, but you can kind of see. You know what? I'll just take this one out so you can see what the earrings look like. Okay? So that was 1. Here is gift 2. And they each have a small thank you for attending. Gift 3. Gift 4. And I tried to use beads, and I didn't have a lot, but I tried to use beads that I thought were more pastel-y colors. Gift 5. Gift 6. Gift 7. There we go, the earrings. And gift 8. So guys, that is the challenge. Now, I'm going to insert right here a video of the tablescape. And like I said, my husband and I, we don't do a lot of entertaining. And I did the best I could with what I had to try to meet the challenge. But I'm inserting the video now. Okay, everyone. As part of my challenge, I had to create some scatter. I had to have 8 plates, napkins wrapped, not napkins wrapped, but utensils and napkins wrapped. And I had to have a little gift box with goodies in it and a thank you gift. So this is the best way I can try and record it, but I'll take still pictures to add as well in case this isn't successful. But if I come in closer, here are the little gift boxes that got the goodies in it that I created, and I'll give you a closer look, open it, and let you know what's in it. So for my gifts, what I did was I did a small thank you for attending, and I made earrings, and I'll give you a closer look at that as well. But I had to have fruit to serve for my brunch, so there's my grapes and my pineapples. Here are my 8 plates. And I'm trying to move slow so I don't make you all dizzy. But for the napkins, utensils, it said it had to be wrapped. So what I did was I created utensil holders, and my colors had to be in pastel. And this is my interpretation of pastel. So I think that was fine. So hold on, I'm going to go to the other side of the table. Okay, this is the other side of the table with my scatter. I'm going to come here. Those my little gifts. Like I said, I'll give you a closer look at it. And if you hold on, I'm going to lay one of the water bottles down so you can get a better look. So I had to have 8 water bottles. Everything was in 8s. And that's the custom label I created for my brunch. And I did this on Canva. And that's what it looks like. Turn it around. So that's my 8 water bottles. So this is a better view of how I did the table to serve my guests. And I'll take some still pictures, as I said. And I'll also open up the little goodie treat boxes and the gifts that I gave. Okay? So guys, this is what I created for my challenge from LadyKre, who is Fun Creations here on YouTube. Again, sorry about that, had to create 8 spring invitations. Done. 8 handmade treat boxes. Done. 8 bottles of water. Now I'll insert a picture of the bottle of the water because I didn't bring it up here to this area, but it's done. The spring table scatter, which I shared with you, the fruit, which was on my tablescape, the napkins, the plates, and the wrapped eating utensils right here. Create 8 A2 handmade spring cards for thank you, done, and a small gift for my guests. Challenge completed. I think I nailed this challenge. But you guys tell me what you think in the description box below. If you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Why don't you subscribe to the channel and hit the bell notification to be notified of new video uploads. Leave a comment below. I will respond to my comments. I want you guys to continue to take care of one another. Oops, sorry for hitting the camera. I want you guys to continue to take care of one another, continue to be safe, and I will definitely see you in the next one. Bye, everyone.